was another typical winter here in Alberta. We had plenty of cold and miserable days, but nothing compared to the winters I remember as a child. They are even less comparable to the stories my dad told me of the weather he endured when he was young. Tales of knee-deep snow in early September, and putting heated rocks in his pocket to keep his hands warm on his 4-mile trek to school. Yes, our winters are shorter now and less severe, but they are still deadly for the ill-prepared. Spring weather has now arrived in Alberta. The shroud of cold has lifted, large patches of earth now protrude through the snow, and most birds have returned from migration. Ducks, geese, seagulls, and even robins are back, each with their own distinct call. My favorite springtime sound is the sound of rushing water. The lakes and rivers are still frozen on the surface, but at least the creeks are flowing. I'm trying to capture the ice breakup on the river, but this event varies year to year. Winter's arrival and departure is very inconsistent in Alberta. This creek is most impressive in the spring just after breakup. Spring runoff feeds this creek. The amount of runoff depends on two variables: snowfall accumulation and how fast it melts. Most of the ice chunks and driftwood have already passed. It's the most dangerous time to be near the fast-moving water. One wrong step and you would be swept away in the icy current. I have much to do at camp, but not in the mood. I managed to get a few odd jobs done, but I'd rather be looking for antlers. Once again, I fire up the wood stove to cook lunch. Chicken gizzards and noodle soup are on the menu today. I moved most of my wood pile underneath my bed, giving me a lot more space on this side. It's a bit cramped. I was going to do some work on my shelter, but the ground is still frozen. I brought out many new supplies and tools to my camp, making it almost completely self-reliant. I had another great season with lots of memorable adventures, sometimes in severe weather while traversing in challenging terrain. I do love winter, but I'm starting to crave warmer temperatures. It's almost time to hang up the parka and put away the snowshoes. Here's a single leg stove stand I built for my wood stove. I took a pipe about 2.5 feet long, flattened one end on my forge, and took my cutting wheel and made it to a point. On this end I have a collar with the set screw and an area for it to bolt on the bottom of my stove. The whole point of this is I can swivel my stove. Sometimes I want my door facing a certain direction for overnighters. After lunch, I take out all non-essentials from my backpack and head off to my trail cam. Now that the creek is flowing, I think it's time to move my trail cam. I'm going to set it up near some beaver runs. After checking my trail cam, I followed game trails looking for antlers, feathers, and skulls. Some areas the snow was knee-deep, while other spots are bare ground. I find a good spot to set up my trail cam and scout the area for resources and animal sign. After thoroughly exploring the area, I head back to camp. I had big plans to rebuild my shelter, even though I'm still looking for another campsite. I may never find a better spot, but in the meantime I will continue to improve and enjoy the camp that I have. Stay tuned for the next episode where I plan on dismantling my shelter.